Hello! In this quick little tutorial, I'm going to show you how to print a PDF sewing pattern using your printer at home. So I'm going to open up the pattern. Your patterns will always be in a PDF format. You're going to double click it and your program is going to open up. I'm using Preview on a MacBook Air. Okay, you might be using Adobe Acrobat Reader or some other PDF reader, but you'll end up with your PDF like this, and you may or may not have thumbnails, like a sidebar for your thumbnails. I'm going to click the first image that you see, the first thumbnail, and you can see it's a 10 by 10 printing guide on that first page. Okay, so then what you would do is go to File, Print, and you're going to want to check that your printer is selected. So I have 3 printers here, 2 of them are in London, and this is the one that I have here with me in Anglesey. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to click that I only want one copy, because I only want one copy. Because this is an accessory pattern, I'm only going to print it in black and white. You may, if it was a garment pattern, the grade lines may actually be printed in different colors, in which case you may want to keep that as color. So then you'd uncheck black and white. But this is an accessory, so it's fine to have black and white. Now you could click select, because we only want this grade scale printing square page, and we've made sure it was on page 1. We can click selected page in sidebar, which brings that up. Be aware though that if for some reason you've scrolled through and you've landed on a different page in your sidebar, you won't necessarily have this page there. In which case you want to click here and go from page 1 to page 1, because that is it. If I was to say page 1 to 3, suddenly you see here I have 3 pages available. So I'm going to change that back to 1 to 1. And then the really, this is the most important part. Here, where it says scale and scale to fit, you can see that at the moment, scale to fit is checked, right? I don't want that. I do not want my pattern to print at 107%. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to change this to 100%. Okay, and you saw that, right? That this image just became smaller on the screen. Let me just show you that again. So 107 is fit to scale, and it's bigger. The outer rectangle is close to the edge of the page. And when I change it back to 0, you can see that it's much smaller. There's more space. And the reason that I've done it this way is because then it fits perfectly on A4, which is the kind of like standard paper size here in the UK and Europe. But for those who are US based, they can also have US, and you see at 100%, it still prints within that space at 100%. So nothing is like distorted or anything. So I'm going to go back to A4, I've got to scroll all the way up. There we go. And then that's it. I've selected my paper, I have my printer, I'm doing it in black and white, I only want the one page, and it's at 100%. At that point, I would click print, okay? Your pattern scale page will print, and then you're going to take your ruler, and it has to be a ruler. You cannot use a tape measure because it's made out of laminated fabric, which means over time it does stretch. So you want to use a ruler and you want to measure this square, the dimensions. And you can see here mine on my pattern is 10 centimeters, which is 4 inches by 10 centimeters. So 4 inches by 4 inches. Other pattern companies may do 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters, or 3 inches by 3 inches. So make sure you check what that measurement says. You can see here mine says it should be 10 by 10, and you need a measure to make sure that it really is. If your pattern has printed to the correct size, you're then going to need to print the entire pattern. So you again go back to print, and then you would click all, unless you don't want that first page to print again, because it's a bit of a waste of paper and ink. So then you can see that you have 1 of 10. You'll go here and you'll say from 2 until 10. And suddenly you have 9 pages. Okay? And then again, make sure that this is 100%. You will have to change the scale every time, because for whatever reason, they always reset. Make sure your printer, default black and white. I've got 2 to 10, so it's 9 pages. It's scaled. Okay, I'm good to go. I can press print. And that's it. It really is as simple as that. A lot of people will tell you that the Preview application on Apple computers doesn't print to scale, and they're wrong. I have printed every single pattern, PDF sewing pattern that I have. I've printed it using Preview and I've never had a problem. You just need to make sure that you'll follow this video, follow the steps in the tutorial on my website page, blog page, and you'll get it fine every time, okay? So I hope that's useful. I hope you go on to create some amazing some amazing garments from your PDF sewing patterns. If you're not sure how to actually put the PDF together once you've printed it, I will have another tutorial going up next week that will show you exactly how to put it together. So I'll see you next week. Bye.